What's going on, guys? I'm Matt Rodriguez, starting Beers with a Badass. This is the first episode. This is basically a motivational show. Take someone who you would think is an average person in your everyday life and kind of shine them out, show what they've done, so you can go out there and kind of do something yourselves as well. Usually the way we pick them is just by going out and socializing, just networking, finding out about these people. Today, for this first episode, I got Sam Domingue and her husband, Marcus Domingue. So, Sam, you can give me a little intro about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Sam Domingue. I'm a captain in the Washington Army National Guard. I'm currently a commander of Alpha Troop, 1st and 303rd Cav. Schools I've been to is Maneuver Captain's Career Course, Cav Leaders Course, Army Reconnaissance Course, Air Assault, and all the regular officer courses. As far as the civilian side, I only have a bachelor's in business administration. I've been in about 8 years now, and I'm just looking forward to another year or so in command.
Nice. So correct me if I'm wrong. You're the first Cavalry qualified female commander in the entire.
Yes, as far as I know, and I think it kind of just happened that way. That wasn't really by design. I've been really lucky just as far as timing, because back to 2014, 2015, that's when they I guess changed the rules about females being in combat arms. So I just kind of happened to be in the right place at the right time, and it just all fell in place. So I'm extremely lucky.
Well, so I mean, as far as I've known you, you've been an amazing commander.
You're just saying that.
Yeah. Trying to gain points? I'm just kidding. Honestly, from what I've seen, for everyone that doesn't know, I did 10 years active service. I've been in 3 different units, and I've been under a lot of different commanders. So as far as all the ones that I've been under, you're probably one of the top commanders I've been under. So thank you for that too, by the way. Well, so what caused the interest in going to armor?
Like I said, it kind of wasn't by design. I am an active guardsman, so the unit I was in, it just started transitioning to the 1st and the 303rd, and it was just natural progression. I had leaders, senior leaders around me that kind of encouraged me, said I would be a good fit for combat arms, and those people pushed me to go to, I guess the first course I ever went to that was combat arms was the Army Reconnaissance Course. And that's typically for what? E5, E6s, and then lieutenants that have been through armor or been in an armor unit before.
Yeah.
So that was actually a wake-up call to me, right? It was probably one of the more challenging schools I've been to, just because I wasn't, accustomed to that, and I was behind the learning curve. I was the first lieutenant at the time, and I'm around E6s, senior NCOs that have been a scout for a long time. But at that school, basically, my team around me kind of helped me through that, and it just took a lot of, I guess, studying on my own. But that really is what sparked the interest, and then from there, I just continued on to Maneuver Captain's Career Course and then Cav Leaders Course.
Sweet. So what were some of the major struggles you found going through the course or the courses?
Obviously at first, so that was maybe 2015, late or early 2016, I'm not sure. The course wasn't even expecting a female, right? I show up and they're like, well, shit, I guess we have this empty barracks room, so you can stay in it. And they were super accommodating. No one was weird about it, but
nice.
A couple of the active duty cats were just kind of like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Because mind you, I wasn't branch qualified at the time. I've been in the squadron, but at staff, so my, I guess, experience didn't really lend to being able to get through the school. It was physical and it was tough because I had to study, but I don't know. It was a struggle just to get on my peers and those NCOs level. But I think it was just something I wasn't accustomed to, but it was a lot of fun. It was probably like one of the better courses I've been to.
Okay. Did you have any other options other than that, or was it kind of just straight lined up for you already?
Not really, and I honestly wasn't looking.
Uh-huh.
Like, for me as an AGR or two, we typically don't get to go to that many schools. It's really if there's a seat available, someone else can't go. And for the Army Reconnaissance Course, that's how it happened. Someone else couldn't go, and a week prior, they're like, "All right, you're going." So again, I didn't have the opportunity to study, prep, but it ended up being a great.
Some
course.
of these schools are too.
Right. So.
How's the position now? How do you like it?
I love being a commander. Everyone always tells you that's the best position, being a company or troop level commander. And now I understand why. Even though, of course, soldiers always drive you crazy. But I think in the end, it is probably one of the best positions you can have in the military. So I love doing that. I think there's no better position. And as much as it drives me crazy, I'm not looking forward to relinquishing command.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that. And how's Marcus been supporting you? How's it been with him?
When I get down on myself or just question what I'm doing, he just tells me to suck it up. So, as a good husband should. But obviously, his experience and his military background really helps bounce ideas off of him, especially when it comes to training. I don't know.
So yeah, it's always good to have that kind of firepower in your side. So it's I totally know what that's like too, especially with my girlfriend right now. With me being prior, having a little bit more time than her going pretty much through the same. I wouldn't really call it struggle, but the same challenges. It's kind of seeing her on a day-to-day basis, her coming home, complaining about certain things, and I'm just there to kind of back her up, like, hey, you just need to change your mindset on a couple things.
Right, it's just like a venting session,
Yeah.
like any other husband, though.
I think the biggest thing is like you said, is my experience that I had.
Yeah.
10 years in, NCO, she comes to me with problems, different issues, whatever. I'll give her a senior, not a senior, but an NCO's
Perspective. Yeah.
on it, so then she can see it from both sides. And then also with my SF background, a little bit different twist than probably what she's used to.
Yeah.
Right. Most of that doesn't apply, but, so I have to.
Still have options.
It's unconventional meets conventional. It's kind of
right,
hard to.
and I'm like, that's not how the regular Army works. So sometimes I have to pick and choose what he tells me.
So you guys own a gym as well, right? Which you guys just came back from.
Yes, that came from the gym.
And how long has that been open?
We just hit our 3 year.
3 years? Nice.
In November.
Good. And what kind of sparked the idea of opening a CrossFit gym?
Well, for me, it's the training methodology that I've used to when I came into the military, or when I came into the Army, I should say. I was in the Marine Corps first, had a little break on the motorcycle shop, then I came into the Army. In that time frame, when I was coming back in, I was trying to find something that I enjoyed doing that wasn't just buys and tries.
Yeah.
And something that would get me really fit, and that's when I kind of got into CrossFit and the high intensity type of training, that type of stuff. And from there, that's what that's been a huge part of my life. Is where I would train regularly every day, no matter what, a few hours a day, and I use that style of training to get me to go to selection. Through the Q course, as a Green Beret, being deployed, I trained our counterparts in the mornings, like we did PT. Basically, I was their instructor and stuff. When we come back home, train people out of our garage. And so something I've been doing for several years, and something I love to do.
Nice, good.
So again, it was like a natural progression for him.
Yeah.
I think at the 10-year mark, we're making this decision as a couple.
Yeah.
Are you going to stay in or are you not? So.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing that I'm going through right now too. So walk me through Oh, by the way, so if you guys don't know, it's Invenium Athletics. If you guys are in the JBOM area or moved to the Tacoma area, it's in Tacoma. If you're into CrossFit and like staying fit. So swing by if you're in the area, visit them, come say hi. They'll definitely greet you guys with smiles, and you guys will learn a thing or two about working out instead of just lifting weights. So walk me through a day of what you guys do to kind of like vent, kind of relax and have fun.
Well, it always starts with working out. So for my position, like full time, I work in Vancouver, Washington,
Yeah.
and I have to commute, back home. So regardless how late.
I live in Tacoma. She lives in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So
Yeah.
if you don't know, that's about a 2.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
So during the week she's gone. She comes back Friday. Leaves on either Monday or Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Every week.
Yeah, and usually that starts with a workout, no matter how late it is, and no matter how much I'm bitching to Marcus, I get a workout in. That's usually our kind of method to relax and just hanging out, really. We try to keep it low key because we're always going. We're frequently separated, so.
Yeah, we try to, most of the time we just try to spend time together.
Yeah.
No matter what we're doing, whether it's just hanging out with our 2 dogs at the house or going out hiking, camping, whatever. We try to spend the majority of our time just the 2 of us because we never get to see each other.
Yeah. I mean, you need that, definitely need that alone time connection for the 2 of you guys, especially with you guys being apart for so many times out of the week. It's kind of hard to do that pretty much. So a lot of it is through texting and calling and stuff like that.
Right, and it's been years, right? So Marcus was deployed all the time when he was in, and then as I went to school, that was 8 months, and at Fort Benning. So we're kind of used to it, and we kind of make it work. But I think it's important that we, kind of spend our days together when we have a chance.
And that's the biggest thing that we do is just make sure, like, if we have time off together, that we're actually together, the 2 of us, and not out.
Doing with friends, stuff like that. Just
I mean, we still do that, but we try to get the majority of our time with just the 2
focused
of
on
us
each
so
other.
we can.
Yeah.
Right, but that's hard because having a business too, obviously we're surrounded by people all the time. Although it's mostly Marcus for the gym, as I'm gone. But I'll pick up a broom and I'll pick up a mop
Every Saturday.
So I put my work in and I earn my $1. my $1 from Marcus. But we just try to spend time with each other.
So is there anything you would do different from the time you started this venture to now?
I don't think so. I think, every day I'm a commander, and every drill weekend I learn something different, and I think I've just learned to be more patient as far as, with myself in addition, but I don't think I would change any of it. As much as sometimes there's some days where I'm like, why am I even doing this? Or, I could have this easier job, but that's not really what I'm about. It's not about the easy positions. I would probably go crazy if that's what I did. So,
I can imagine.
So we've talked about it several times as well, not just her, but with other females that are kind of in her position right now that are kind of leading the way for the rest of us. It's not about her.
Yeah.
It's about everybody's going to follow on after her.
Yep. Absolutely.
right. Marcus frequently reminds me it's not about me. So,
And that's always good to kind of keep thinking about too, because it's definitely a team focused kind of thing.
right, and like if you think about it, if I do something to mess up or I represent the unit in a negative light, that's reflecting poorly on me, but also other females. Currently in the squadron there is another platoon leader that's a female, and she's actually from the get-go armor qualified. So I have to kind of like just keep that in mind as when I'm struggling with whatever. I have to be like, okay, it's not that hard. It's not about me, and I need to set the example. So that's really what I guess continues or keeps me motivated, if you will.
So what kind of saying that, what kind of like motivational advice do you have for everyone else following in, whether it be female or not?
Yeah, regardless of who you are, where you've come from, just, give whatever you're doing 100%, right? Because no one wants someone that's like not committed to whatever position you're in, whether you're an NCO or an officer. I think that's what a lot of today's society lacks, right? People are a little more focused on themselves without like stepping back and thinking about the big picture.
There's no reflecting moments that they kind of take out of their day.
Right. And I feel like a lot of our generation, younger people, are not as self-aware. And not to say that I'm super, I've got it figured out, but I often have to, check myself, like, okay, how am I being perceived? What am I really trying to, say either to the soldiers, my leaders, my subordinate leaders? I don't know. I just have to kind of always think about the big picture, and then I always have to put 100%. No matter if I'm feeling shitty, I think that's the most important thing. Like, I want to be the best at whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I think people need to take that and just have some pride, because I just see a lot of people that are okay with being mediocre.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I mean, if that's what gets you off every day. But I think that people need to just take a little more pride and like want to be the best for themselves, and then also the people around them.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of what sets you apart from everyone else too, from the general public, when you outshine everyone else.
Yeah, and it's not about that, right?
No.
I don't do anything for recognition or accolades. I just do it because I will personally not be able to live with myself if I don't put 100% forth.
So, from one vet to another, I definitely appreciate you guys coming in, taking your time out of the day. I know you guys are pretty busy and trying to, like you said, hang out with each other. You guys don't get to see each other a whole lot, but I definitely appreciate you guys helping me out with this, being my first guest. For you guys out there, if you really want to be on the show and you've got a super interesting story, you got something motivational that will help someone else out, kind of like Sam and Marcus here, shoot me an email. Email's fobmatt88@gmail.com. Just shoot me an email with a quick bio, story, and we'll see what we can do, whether it be live or in person or kind of pre-recorded on the phone. So just hit me up, let me know. So you guys go out there, do something amazing, whether it be something small, something big, doesn't matter.
Things, I'm like, I can't read fucking mouths. Just looking at you.
Fucking name! It's on your fucking shirt!
What is this? What do you want me to do?
I'm like, what's on my shirt?
No, it's not for Tri fucking Precision. What's the name of your goddamn shit?
Are you recording right now?
Yes.
Sweet. That's what we need. All right.
I don't read